So, welcome everybody. Right, I'm at my editing suite. Well, it's just a corner in my house. I call it my editing suite. All my stuff in the background, everything I need to edit on the PC. So, I thought today I'm going to do something a lot different. It's coming up to 2 years since I started magnet fishing. So, I want to share with you some of my older stuff, video wise. Bit of pictures, maybe stuff you've never seen before, and then this is all for you guys, because people that have been here from the start, and I'll cue this music now because this is my very old intro. Take it away. Yeah, that was my very old intro. Now the way I made that was, it's a little editing app on your phone, because everything I used to film on my phone on my Samsung. So back then, you know, technology was brilliant still. This was like 2019 beginning of. And everything you need is on that phone. So people that, you know, I use a camcorder now, I use my Gopro, etc. You don't need all that to start off with. Just concentrate. You've got a phone, it's like a mini PC. So I started off, that's the intro that I made. I picked a picture, put my logo on it, Patriot magnets, did the little soundtrack. I think that was the beginning of a song, or the middle, or the end. Anyway, just snipped that bit on the editing suite. So then that was my little intro. So that's how it came to be on the video. So I'll show you a few clips of my very first video, and this was going back to February the 14th, yeah, Valentine's Day of 2019. I didn't actually start magnet fishing until January, the month before, and that's where I pulled my first 3 safes out, and I'll show the equipment that I used to actually do that. And it's not the ones that I use now, but back then it's all that we had. You know, it's all that was available at the moment, you know, because obviously it's grown that much, magnet fishing, that every company's trying to grab everything they can out of the customers and that lot. So anyway, we'll get onto that later. Check that hat out, look at that. That was my Hard Rock Cafe hat. That came everywhere with me. I've still got the blue jacket because I still wear it now, because it's absolutely comfortable in the good old Rochdale weather. So there you go, you know. That's a little bit of my very first video. Now, as you can see in it, when I do my little clean up, I don't actually clean them up that much. I've got a lot better as the time goes on. But I actually wash them down so you can actually see the item. But obviously now I proper scrub it as well. So it gives you an aspect of where I came from, what I was using at that time, going back 2 years ago. And as you can see on my videos, I'll put links up to the top of my very first videos. But as you can see, you know, I haven't changed that much. I've still got, you know, the sarcasm, I've still got the treat yourself, I've still got the chav can, you know, because I was the original person to actually make that phrase up, chav can. Yeah.
A bit of gas for the chavs.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's have a look at a few more videos, and we'll do some narrating over them, and we'll just have a bit of a blast from the past, because people that have been here from the start, I appreciate it 100%, because it's people like yourselves and other people that have come along the journey and joined and all that lot. It's not all about subscribers to me. I love every single person that has subscribed, don't get me wrong, and it does help the channel. But what I initially thought for when I wanted to do YouTube videos was stuff that you wanted to see, not the stuff that I specifically want to see. I mean, I like what I do, but I do it from a point of view where you can recognise, learn from, you know, about magnet fishing. Hence why I talk in my videos. I try to engage with you the best I can. How rude. phone call. Look at this, right, middle of a video. Alright, cockers.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, good. Yeah, just gonna put together a video.
Alright, okay.
Yeah. Of the good old times, because it's coming up to 2 years since
Oh, yeah, it is.
I started, yeah. Yep, so that was Mrs. B ringing. Yeah, Mrs. B is mint. Anyway, so let's crack on with the video now, and we'll show you some other videos along the line. Pick some bits out for you. Probably do a bit of narrating over it, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, we'll just wing it. So, how did we come up with the name of Patriot Magnets? So, what I wanted is obviously name magnets in the title. Me and Mrs. B weighed up a few options, and eventually it come down to what I like, what my interests are. So I'm very patriotic to my country. I love Great Britain, the UK. So to me it had to incorporate something like that. And we went through this, I think it was a name picker, and loads come up. Some in magnets this, magnets that. Anyway, when it come up with the Patriot name, it actually said Patriots, but obviously it got narrowed down to Patriot Magnets. So because back then, you know, I was on my own, and I started off this channel as solely doing this on my own, and whoever wanted to join in could do. So the name Patriot Magnets was born. So then what I needed to do was try and advertise that. So how am I going to advertise it? So we started doing obviously YouTube videos, and I'll put up a little picture of, I think I'm at 19 subscribers, and it could be my first, second video, I don't know. Back then, 2019, February, when I started filming, to me 19 followers, subscribers, was mint, you know. People always look for the higher option, like I want to get to 1,000. Like, well, you know, you've got to put hard work into this, and it's got to be viable for your audience. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to connect with an audience. I didn't just want to set a video camera up, set a mobile phone up, set whatever up, and then just don't even speak into it. Just put me back to the camera all the time. I did see other people back then doing that, but then I also saw a mass of interaction. Some inspirations for me, and you know, hand on my heart, these are my inspirations. First and foremost, I started watching Brummy's Outdoors. Now, the interaction with this family was absolutely excellent. The way they are on camera is absolutely brilliant. And like myself, you know, they even look at the smallest bar, the biggest bar, the bit of metal that they've actually found on the magnet, they actually look at. Now, that's appealing to me, because it's not all about, I want to get a magnet and I'm going to throw it in there, because I've seen loads of YouTubers pull massive guns out. It's not about that. It's not about that to me. To me, it's whatever I find on that magnet at that time, whether it be, and I say this numerous times, a penny, a washer or a screw. Doesn't bother me, because the hobby is magnet fishing. Okay, it isn't gun fishing, it isn't safe fishing, it isn't I want to be better than you fishing, but we'll get to that soon, because there's a lot of that going on. Anyway, so back to my inspirations. Drastic G, wow, what a dude. Videos absolutely amazing. Interaction, what he finds, and he's a local lad. So they tick boxes for me, same as Brummy's Outdoors. But when I first initially researched magnet fishing and then a video, it was Brummy's Outdoors that I come across first, and ironically it was their first video. So they was my inspirations. There was quite a few people out there that just seem to be focusing on themselves more than the actual hobby. Now, that's all well and good, you know, but to me, talking about my channel, I wanted to bring something different. I wanted to bring a point of view for you when you watch a screen. That point of view is like you're doing it, like you've thrown the magnet in, you're pulling it in, and whatever you've got on it, you're looking at. Hence why I decided to do up close magnet fishing angles, as in an action cam and other aspects from like my mobile phone. I started off doing mobile phone ones because I didn't have an action cam, so we'll have a look at some footage here of me from different angles pulling up stuff. Yes, I'm probably rocking that lovely hat, and yes, I'm probably got my belting blue jacket on. But back then, ladies and gents, you know, this was the very start of my interest in filming and interest in giving you content that I believe you guys deserve. So let's have a look at a few things here. Look what we got here. Look at that beauty. Someone's been very naughty around here. Time for the 300. That'll wash up. Got something here. Part of a wheel, that I think. That's on something else. That looks to be part of scaffolding. Drop me a comment if I'm wrong. Check that out. With this being said, in time I did get an action cam, and Mrs. B, bless her, bought me an action cam, and it's an Acaso, oh, what was it now? Acaso EK 7000, I think it was. Wow, that changed my perspective on filming for you guys, because I could put it on a chest mount, or I can put it on a head mount, I call them. So then you've got two different views of them. When I do my video, you can see exactly what we pull up. And also as well, I still use my mobile phone to do different angles. So the mobile phone was still being used, as well as the Acaso or Acaso, depending on how you pronounce it, action cam. As you can see in the clips that I'm just showing you, you know, you've got the different points of view of what you see. Now, that all depends on the certain person if they want to do that or not. I certainly did. That's why, still to this day, I'm still doing them angles. So that changed a lot for me, doing the different angles for you guys. Subscriptions was growing. But before all that, I want to touch upon, I wasn't happy with one of the magnets that I got. Yes, it helped pull 2 safes out. I just wasn't happy with it. It says it could pull X amount, but then it was slipping off things. But then my other magnet, my 110, was picking them up. Now, that can't be possible because the other magnet was greater than the other one. Now, I'm not going to go into details of where I got these magnets from, but I just was not happy with it. So I started to look online. I come across 2 companies. One of them was Magnet Store, and the other one was Online Magnets. Now, I'd heard of Online Magnets through That's Brad when I'm watching his channel, because now and again he'd say something about them. Not to the extreme of these days about it's all over the place. Back then, I think the only code that was available was Brad's code, which was Online Magnets, which was universal for anybody. But I know that Brad promoted the Online Magnets. So I had a look at both of these stores. So one stood out more than the other to me, to do with the magnets, because what I was after was a decent single-sided, because to me I was in my element of pulling safes out because I'd already pulled 4 out. So I wanted something strong enough to lift what it said it'll lift. So I had a look at this, I had a look at Magnet Store, and back then, you know, price range and that lot, I just couldn't afford the price it was asking. So I got a 300 double-sided from Magnet Store. Wow, this is where things changed for me, because not only that magnet was strong, it did exactly what it said it was going to do. It lifted the capacity, and that was pulling stuff out left, right and centre. And I was that happy with this product that I approached Magnet Store and said to them, I love this magnet. This is the best magnet that I've used and the quality is amazing. So is it possible if I can show some of your magnets on my videos? So we got talking and I basically asked him if I could have an exclusive code, hence a discount, so I can advertise it on my channel, and that's how me and Magnet Store was born. I approached them. I'm not going to go into the details of how it was dealt with, but it's 100% customer service was amazing, interaction amazing, and the content amazing. Still to this day, 2 years later down the line, I'm still with Magnet Store. Now what does that tell you? Because they're amazing. So anyway, that's how me and Magnet Store got together. I hadn't even got 100 subscribers yet, but they had a look at my channel. They took a chance with me, because some of these other companies want X amount of followers, want X amount of subscribers before they even look at your channel. I don't think I had over 40. I could have had like 30 subscribers, which is amazing. But for a company that big and that good to even look at myself is absolutely phenomenal. And I was absolutely excited, chuffed, a bit nervous as well, because I've never done anything like this before. I never approached a company and asked for something. So the proof is in what I started pulling out then. I was that excited about getting a code. I was that excited about doing something. I actually saved up for a 500 kg single-sided, which today I still use. That is probably my favourite magnet ever, and I've had that near enough 2 years, and it's still got the pulling force. That changed for me the finds that I started finding, and we'll have a look at some footage, we'll have a look at different pieces and that lot, which, you know, come into par with what I was saying. This is when it all started getting good for me. Right, today I'm using my 500 kilogram pull magnet. Nothing else, no grapple hook, no nothing, just our shoulders and this baby. There we go. I believe that. There's a bike pump. It's one of them shatter hammers, isn't it? What is it? It's like a bollard. What is that? Is that my first lock key? I think it is, guys. I think it's my first lock key. Tip top. And what's that? Sweet, I think it is. I'll get that baby clean right up. A bolt. And that looks like it'll be a little pen knife. What do you reckon, guys? I'll get that cleaned up here. I love collecting these. Hey, scaffolding clamp. And some pulley wheel. That's cool, isn't it? If that's part of a bike. Yeah, it could be. With a bearing or something. Oh yes, look at that beauty. Two scooters in a gun. What a day. Look at that. That beauty. What the hell is that? Mark! Crossbow! Crossbow! Yeah. There it is. Look at that. That's a find, guys. Lovely. Yeah. Patriot magnets always find the finds. Excellent. I think we've got it. We've got it, guys. What is it?
the metal bar. Let's have a look at that. What the hell? That is on solid. So, I have to get that off. Like that. Right, let's see what this is. We have, guys, another bullet. Look at that. What's this? Any ideas, guys? Alright. This is what goes at the bottom of the payphones. Yeah. I don't know, that was a sack. Oh yeah, look at all this stuff, guys. Oh my god. See what we've got in here. There we go, look at all this. You got it done? I've got a clue what that is. Got a pair of them. What's the chances, eh? It got clumped there. So I was pulling it and it just sheared me rope. Yeehaw, another one.
So, let's talk about building your channel. A lot of people take their eye off the ball, want to run before they can walk. You've got to start small. You've got to research these things. When I started doing my YouTube videos, I started advertising my photographs on social media through Instagram. That was my platform of building a bit of an audience. Hence trying to incorporate it with YouTube. Hence trying to incorporate it eventually through Facebook. But Instagram was my main platform for actually, because I took a load of photographs. Everywhere I went, I took photographs of what I found and I uploaded them to Instagram. That's how I started getting the following on Instagram. And then with having a code from Magnet Store now, I could advertise more visually through Facebook. And then obviously try and build different aspects up. Chatting with a lot of people in the magnet fishing community really helped me. Really helped me. Back then, Nigel Lamford, you know him as Northants Magnet Fishing. But back then Nigel didn't have a channel. But he was very active on the sites, very active in the community. Chatting. I learned a lot from Nigel back then. That's when I first started chatting with Nigel. He gave me a lot of inspiration. There was visually Brummies outdoors. They gave me a massive inspiration. There was Drastic, massive inspiration as well. Drastic G. And also I want to give a shout to Blazing Magnets, because what a family I saw on that channel, amazing family, and they eventually got to meet them. Building your channel, you've got to do really slowly. There's no point in thinking I'm going to bang out a video and I'm expecting it to hit 1,000 likes, 1,000 views, and I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. It don't work like that. Get your content sorted first, that's all I can say. Get your content first before you advertise. There's a lot of people that just throw a video together, and you know, if they spent a few more days on it, it could have been slightly better. That's what I've learned. I've looked back at my old ones and I'm thinking, damn Scott, wow, you could have easily left it a few days, thought about a few things, and then banged out a better one. So I'm telling you from experience, wait, be patient, and bang out the quality that you want, that you're proud of. I can say now that I'd say about 75% of my videos, the later ones, I'm proud of. Back when I was starting off and that, you know, I could cringe at some of the moments, but you learned, and you learn to build, and you learn by watching your own stuff as well, not what everyone else is doing. Don't pay attention to what they're doing, you know, pay attention to what you're doing and focus. So now we've got our subscribers building, now we've got a sponsor on board, now we've got a super excellent strong magnets. The next step that I wanted to do was get some merchandise. So luckily I knew someone who had a shop, and they can do different designs for t-shirts, etc. And one thing that they did was embroidery. So for obviously the hat, the gillet and the fleece, I had it embroidered. It still lasts now. Nothing's come out, it still lasts. This is the first generation hat. Second generation hat has got YouTube written on the back. Even I don't have one of them, but Mark and Steve do. I'm still rocking the first generation merchandise. So it's got "Let's find some treats," that's my little slogan, and it's got my name on the back and obviously the picture. So thank you Charlotte and thank you Mike, and that's at Customise. We'll put a little picture up here of the shop. I do recommend going there. Nice family orientated business. So we've got the merchandise, we've got everything else now, we're set up. We need to look at obviously expanding on technology side, because when I was using my mobile phone I was actually trying to stand it up on certain objects. Well, this is where I failed, because I started buying cheap tripod handheld ones and they broke. And if you're thinking about it, it's like putting a £200 magnet that costs £200 on a rope that costs £4.99. It's pointless. So that was my mistake. That's something that I had to learn with getting equipment. So I eventually went with this make Joby or Joby, because the legs are really strong. It's got an adapter on it where you can fit cameras on, and obviously this is a mobile phone adapter. This actually you can fit and bend on rails, fences, you can even fit them. I've had them crawling on the wall like that, so I get shots like this.
Surface find, Scott. A little surface find, a little bash phone, SIM card out.
This is the baby. This is the one that's I'm looking forward to taking it out shortly. So yeah, just want to say thank you for watching this quick little video and different other aspects of shots, because I mean I think that cost me about £30, but it hasn't broke. That comes everywhere with me, even though sometimes I don't use it recently. that comes everywhere, just in case. With these as well, you can turn them so you can get a shot like that. Obviously it goes backwards. You could even do it that way if you wanted. Do you know what I mean? So just paying that a bit extra, I found out, because what's the point in having something that costs less than a tenner for my £500, £600 phone that's just going to break. So that's where I went with Joby, or Jobby. So on top of that, with getting every angle that I wanted, I decided to treat myself and get a editing program. So I was actually on a night shift at work, and then I was searching through on my break different aspects of video editing, what's the best one. Remember, back then it's 2019. So I'm going through all these certain ones. Anyway, I narrowed it down to this one, and it was called Cyberlink Power Director. And back then it was 16, Power Director 16 Ultra. So it cost me $39.99. I still use it to date. That's how good it is. That's where I put all my little features and everything. And as you can tell on my videos, I do have little emblems and anything that's in the top corners and bottom corners. So with this computer programming, I can do all that. I can do everything I need to in a one-stop shop. That's why I stick with it. So talking about the emblems, the Manchester Bee that pops up in the corner, you know, I do have a tattoo of the Manchester Bee. So I wanted to pay tribute to the people, the victims, the people that have scarred for life, the people that are not here, and the people that actually work there as well, because I used to work at the Manchester Arena, I used to do security, and there was actually people, I was working a night shift when it happened, and I actually knew people who was working that night, so it was a case of I've got to find out if they was alive or not, which was horrendous, and a lot of people lost their lives. That's why I put my Manchester Bee up for tribute for them, because it's my home city and I used to work there, and I just want to dedicate every time I do it to the people as well of Manchester. Recently I've incorporated the Lest We Forget, which is the Remembrance Poppy, because I did it for the Remembrance Day, to remember all the fallen. I want to remember them all the time, not just on certain dates, because they did a service to our country. So that goes hand in hand with my Manchester Bee. So that's why I do my little emblems. So at this point we're doing good. You know, we're getting all our technology sorted, we've got merchandise sorted. The magnets are pulling up some mega treats. So do you know what? I did something that I thought I wouldn't do. I opened the doors for Patriot magnets. I welcomed people in to join. Not necessarily like anybody, it needed to be certain people. So I used to work with Mark, and I knew Mark over a year, and he decided he wanted to come out and do some magnet fishing. So I said, yep dude, you know, treat yourself, let's do it. Pick a location. He picked a location, we pulled out some burner phones, etc. Some little bits, it was in a park and that lot. He was hooked, he was hooked. So we went out a few more times after that, and he was absolutely obsessed with the 500 kg magnet that I had. I had other magnets, I still had my 300 back then. So between us both, we went to certain locations and we found some mega treats. Some treats that are memorable. Big treats as well, like huge safes and weapons, etc. But also we found historical things as well. So Mark was on board then. He got him the hat, got him the t-shirt. He was one of us now. He was one of the team. So when me and Mark was out, obviously loads of Facebook groups appeared to do with magnet fishing. I mean, back then there was hardly any. There was about 3 or 4 big groups, you know, on Facebook. But then it spread all these different groups, and someone wrote on there that, does anybody do the Rochdale side? So obviously Mark commented, I was at work, Mark commented, and he got chatting with Steve. So we invited Steve down, because Steve lives in my hometown. So it's a case of, let's meet this dude. You know, he wants to get into doing magnet fishing. He's got his own magnets, but he hasn't been out yet. So the first day, wow, we met Steve. He pulled out probably a few bucket list items just in one spot. I mean, the location was rife where we went, and there was 3 of us, you know, and we had a cracking day. So that opened the doors for Steve. Steve was absolutely hooked. Steve come out of us a couple more times. Absolutely dedicated. In fact, actually, it was that dedicated. The second time that Steve come out with me was the Battle of the Roses, where we went up to Rotherham, challenged obviously the Yorkshire side, because we're Lancashire. We had a bit of a magnet fish on their turf, Rotherham, and then they would come down in a couple of weeks' time, battle us, magnet fishing in Manchester. So Steve came with me and Mrs. B, quite disappointed in the lack of people that was on the Lancashire side, but you know what, we absolutely minted it, because we was the first people, first group and first people, me and Steve, to pull up the Vickers machine guns, and then it was obviously the Yorkshire Magneteers. So that was very memorable for Stephen, for me, for Mrs. B, and obviously still to this day is one of my absolute mega finds, and Steve, because nobody else had ever found a Vickers machine gun magnet fishing. So they were absolutely buzzing. And I just want to give a shout to the Yorkshire Magneteers. We had an absolute cracking day, pulled well over a ton of scrap out. So if you want to check that video, it'll be in the top corner. Absolutely memorable day. It was a pity afterwards that it wasn't kept quiet, the location, because we could have absolutely rinsed it afterwards. But word got out, people were talking, next thing you know, every man and his dog is there at this location. But anyway, that's history. So they eventually come down to our end, and we had that was my first time of actually putting on a competition, putting on an event in my home city, Manchester. Absolutely nervous but buzzing. The turnout was fantastic. Different YouTubers, new YouTubers, iconic YouTubers turned up. Absolutely brilliant. Proper did it for Lancashire. So we had some mint finds there as well. So did the Yorkshire lads. Absolutely mint day. Met a few new people who I still talk to now. Met a few YouTubers that I still talk to now. Absolutely opened the door for social media, for socialising, for actually getting events planned for the future. Absolutely buzzing. So there's a lot of firsts there. Mark, Steve, the Battle of the Roses, both of them, and obviously it was my first event. I couldn't have done all this without the help of Mrs. B. Mrs. B, although she's a Patriot and she's part of the team, she doesn't come out that much, but when she does, wow, she comes out, you know, she finds some cracking treats.
While we're waiting, what do you call a magician with no magic? Ian. Found a gingerbread man. Oh, we've got money on the other side as well.
Money and gingers.
Penny. Found this. I think it's a scaplodger.
So opened the door for Mrs. B whenever she wanted. Every time I went out, you know, she had the choice of coming out. But she's been my backbone as well, because some of the decisions that I've made, I've actually consoled Mrs. B about, asked her opinion, and her opinion is different to mine sometimes. So we do have a chat about it. and then what's the best way forward for doing this, this and this. So it isn't a case of a one-stop shop. I'm going to make a decision, that's it. I do talk about it, I do get information, like the lads will say, why don't we fancy doing this place, and I'm like, mint, let's do it. Anywhere where there's water, I will go and do it. I'm not one of these that turn around and say, no, it's my channel, I say where we go and we're doing this today and you better follow. We're not having that. Not like that. I will give you this shirt off my back if you're a decent person. Well, yeah, t-shirt, not shirt. But that's what I will do. Speaking of people that will give the shirt off the back, I met Brogan and Dave, Magtech UK. Dave was a local lad, but obviously he's moved away. We got talking and that lot, and he come back to Rochdale with Brogan. We had a collaboration. What an absolute cracking collaboration that we had. We found some mega treats, we had a buzzing day, and obviously it paved the way for future little outings. And he was in the talk with another family, the Hargood family, who, like Dave and Brogan, who give you the shirt off his back, their back. The family is absolutely mint, same as the Dave and Brogan family, Magtech UK. So they was in talks with that. They arranged to do a charity event which was in Birmingham. Now I want to give the utmost respect for Magtech UK and the Hargood family for actually pulling this off, because it was the very first, I'm not sure if it was world first or might be UK first, but either way it was the first for UK to actually do a charity event, magnet fishing, organised one. Wow, what an absolute cracking day. All the YouTubers turned up from everywhere, location wise. I met more people there. I met people who I'd only seen on my TV, and I'm absolutely buzzing to have met you guys. Very humble in that. I also met Tony as well, and I met him further down the canal actually, and then he come down and he spent a bit of time with us, mingled with a few people. That's how we got talking to Tony face to face. I'd actually talked to Tony online. So there's a lot of firsts there that's happened, and it's all down to the magnet fishing community. Now at this event as well, I met Chris, who works for Magnet Store. I'd only chatted to him on the phone and through text messages, etc. So it was a good chance to meet someone from Magnet Store face to face. That was absolutely buzzing for me. Opened new doors to people as well, because I was actually selling their products. And the Hargood family actually created, with the help of Magnet Store, the actually coloured magnets that you see on their site, which is a first as well, which is absolutely mint. So there's been a lot of firsts, people coming in different directions, some people leaving the magnet fishing communities, and we gain new people in the magnet fishing community. I just want to stress upon something that really gripes me. Now I want this to be a positive video as well, because it's for you YouTubers. It's for you and the audience. There's a lot of griping going on between companies. Who is the best? Who cares? Yeah? You use what you use because you like it, not because him over there or her over there likes it. It's because you like it. I like the magnets that I like from a specific place. Other people like that magnet from that place. It doesn't mean that they're better than me or I'm better than them. It means that we're doing the same hobby. It's people that spread bad news and negative vibes to do with companies is why there's all fallouts. That's what it is. Absolutely gripes me, right? If you have an opinion about a certain company and you voice it with the company. Don't voice it with others, because we are here to set an example, and if we're griping about companies all the time, you beauts who want to start magnet fishing are not going to use them companies, because you've heard me or someone else say something about it. Now, I'm all for magnet fishing, right? I started off with a certain magnet, and to this day I use a certain magnet. So I've changed my opinion on certain things, and I've tried equipment and I've changed it, and I just do what's best for me and what's best for my channel and what's best for content for you guys. I don't go on about companies as in negative comments about companies. Let's just leave it, guys. Leave it, put it to bed. Right, let's get on with the hobby. So, as you may have noticed along the lines, we actually hit 100 subscribers, which was amazing, and I thank everybody for doing that. And then it started going up, the subscriptions, my Instagram started going up, and then I decided to do a Facebook page, Patriot Magnets. So little by little, because we're taking baby steps, things started growing. So then I know that I was putting the content out that people liked because I was getting subscribers, and also I was getting people watching who wasn't subscribing. I think today that I think it's 83% of the people that actually watch my channel are not subscribed. Now, it's entirely up to you if you're subscribed. Like I said, you know, it does help grow the channel a little bit more, but that's entirely up to you. Same with Instagram. So in the process of building our little channel, I changed the logo. Now, as you can see there, still got this belting Union Jack on, which I'm proud of, but the actual lettering has changed to white. Now, the reason why it changed to white was when I approached Charlotte and Mike to actually embroider my logo onto my coat and my merchandise, they actually said, well, you know, it might look better if you do it in white lettering. So I'm like, okay then. So anyway, we had a look at some like little shots of what it'll look like, so I've come up with this, sent it over to him, and you know, that's what happened. That's why the logo lettering had changed from black to white, because of the branding, you know, and I'm all for change if it helps. So we had the new logo up and running, we had subscribers growing, and yeah, bit by bit we was edging towards 200, 300, 400 subscribers, 350, you know. Instagram was creeping up as well, and so was my Facebook group. So little by, that's what I mean by little steps. That's all you need. And I thank the people that have made this channel grow, because this is your part of this video, is just to say thank you, and a bit of a blast from the past of how it all started. On top of that as well, you know, I did have a 15% unique code to Magnet Store. Now, I got in talks with Magnet Store because obviously they're a business, they wanted to expand and get some more affiliates. So we come to the conclusion of 10%, right, which is an all-round figure for everybody. Now, I could have turned around and said, hang on a minute pal, I'm not having that, I'm exclusive, I'm the best, and I don't want anyone else. But I'm not like that, I'm all for sharing. So it come down to 10%, and that was my choice as well. That wasn't forced upon me. I couldn't, you know, I could have turned around and said, nah mate, it's alright, I'll just go somewhere else and get some other. But do you know what, because I like the company that much, we had a chat and we got it sorted out. So obviously it paved the way for other affiliates to jump on board. So other affiliates started jumping on board. The 10% code was a bit unique for everybody, you know. Then other people started doing it from other companies, and it come to the point where, you know, how big this magnet fishing has become, you know, because it used to be like tiny. I think there was like 4 groups, on Facebook. That's it. And now there's a mass array, and people just absolutely flocked to it. They saw us doing YouTube videos, they saw us putting posts up on social media. It encouraged people, you know, so I'm proud of encouraging people, whoever started following me and actually made a YouTube channel or actually decided to go magnet fishing. So thank you and thank you. So we finally hit 1,000 subscribers, which was amazing. Now people want to get to this stage because they want to do the live videos. I mean, don't get me wrong, a live video is fine, but I'm more of a person where this camera here and my GoPro or action cam at the time or my mobile phone was just set to one side, and then I continued just doing magnet fishing. I'm not one to like stop, press record, film something, press stop, do something, pull something up, press record, show it. My vast array of what I've got in front of me, my camcorder, it's got a 128GB memory card in it, and I've got an actual battery pack that lasts at least 4 days. So all my videos and all my GoPro are on continuous, and then right at the end of everything I edit my videos. Yes, I've probably got spent about 18 hours worth of footage to go through, but I do it all for you, because this is the content that I want to give you. And as the subscriptions was growing, it obviously appealed to people, and it was working. So the things that I changed, what I talked about before, started to come into effect. So my channel started growing because of you guys. So I want to talk about the cleanups that I do. Now, I know from you guys, cleanups are a bit like Marmite. Some of you like them and some of you don't. Because right at the end of my video, I actually show you, when I've washed them and cleaned them, exactly what I've pulled up. Some of you don't watch that because it tells me on my analytics. That's fair enough, because you might just want to watch the magnet fishing part, you don't want to watch the cleanup part. Some people actually love the cleanup part more than they do the actual magnet fishing. And some of you just like the whole thing, which, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion on what they like, but I'm glad you watch it no matter what you like. So I want to give you a thank you for that as well. So what I wanted to do with the cleanup side was, I find items that I cannot tell what they are. You probably hear me in my videos saying, I ain't got a clue what that is. That's coming home with me. That's definitely coming home with me. I'm going to actually scrub that. I know there's something in there.
You know you're going to find something. You just don't know what it's going to be. Oh, let's get on with it. What we got here? We don't know what that is, so we'll have a look. I ain't got a clue what that is. We'll have a look at that as well because of the size. Don't know what that is. Something circular anyway. So we will have a look at that.
So this is why I started doing the cleanup videos, because I'm intrigued of what's in there, and I know you guys are intrigued because it looked very interesting of what we found. And do you know what? I found some stuff which I didn't think it was what it was. I knew it was different. So very present, I found a little revolver. Now I thought it was one of them 1960s small little cap guns because it weighs a bit. Then I realised when I was cleaning it up it wasn't, you know, and the transformation from this block, obviously you can see what it is, to actually what it actually was. It was 123-year-old. Now that is amazing because I wanted to find an old revolver. Now this old revolver, with today's ammunition, you can't even fit the ammunition in, let alone, you know, try and get it to work, etc. So obviously, you know, it's an American bulldog, dated 123-year-old. This is what I mean by you don't know what you've got. Even little blocks of iron or steel, and you think, do you know what, that's just a load of rubbish. Now to me that's a treat. That's why I said, you know, let's find some treats. So look at what you find. So this is why I incorporated doing the cleanup. And also, as you can see here as well, you know, I like to do a bit of restoration. If I have an idea, I like to follow it through. And I thought, do you know what, that's worth a clean up, this lamp. I think it was found in Wigan. I'm not too sure with lads. I'm sure one of the lads found that actually. I'm like, you know what, we're having that baby.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me.
So I decided to put a light in it. Now, if you haven't seen the video, I'll put it up in the top corner. But I got that working, you know, put a little light in it. It does the trick, it flicks on and off. So this is where, you know, I got the bug of trying to get things to work again or repurpose. Now, one of my massive inspirations for people doing that is a lovely lady called Donna. Now, she has a Facebook page. Now, please, please, please like and follow this lady, because her restorations, she sees something in the scrap that we pull up and absolutely does a belting job. So please like her page, go and have a look of what she creates, because she is a magnet fisher herself. She pulls out items and actually restores them or upscales them. Sometimes she even makes items out of a collection. So Donna, you've been a massive inspiration for me and other people as well. I know that. From the heart, beautiful work. So with everything building and that lot, you know, collaborations was being made in the pipeline. So one of my very, very memorable collaborations was with the Manchester Magnet Men. How are you doing, lads? Now, I come down to their turf and we actually hit a lock. What an absolutely fantastic day we had. We pulled out motorbikes.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's it. Come on.
Come on, Bobby.
Come on. Oh, Craig, it's. Here we are. We've done it. Hey, boys. We've done it. Come on, lads.
Woo!
Come on.
Look at that.
Happy days. Suzuki intruder. Oh, man. That's what that is. Cheers.
Thank you.
Nice one, mate. Much appreciated.
Shoot, beep, beep.
about other treats, that has got to be one of my memorable moments of a collaboration. The other memorable moment is my very first collaboration, which I touched upon before, which was with Magtech UK. That was my very first collaboration. That's memorable to me as well because it's the first. Another one was meeting everyone at the charity event. Now, that was an absolutely fantastic day. And like I said before, hats off to Magtech UK and Crazy Magnet Family Hargood for actually doing that, putting that together. Absolutely amazing.
Chunky beat. Chunky beat. Chunky beat.
Another memorable one was again with the Manchester Magnet Men. We come down to their turf, North Ants Magnet Fishing come down, Rusty Nuts come down, and we met a gentleman there called Paul. He was on the canal actually, so he come along, and we absolutely blitzed this same lock again that just keeps giving and giving and giving. Probably found the biggest safe to date actually I've seen in a video. So
The wheel is away, mate. There's a wheel is away. Careful, careful. Careful. Right, ratchet it. I've got it ratcheted.
Once that grapple hook's above.
You're on the wood, Jay.
Do you want to grab hold of this, Jay? I'll just put that.
Will you put it all the way to the bottom and then lift it up so it's got all
Shake the face out of
Go on, lads. Go on, lads. Go on, we're doing it. Look at what am I lifting here now?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on now, I'm in here. Come on, buddy. I Hey, that Amazon one's doing alright. Is that where it's from? Yeah.
That's what you want the ratchet on the back end. That's it, man. That's it.
Come Got it. Hey, that Amazon magnet, you know?
I've got him to gas.
That was a beast.
My
What did you pay for it?
Zoom in a bit. Right, we're good.
How many did it take then? It's something like
Yet again, you know, you've probably seen some clips of it. We've put it in the top corner. Absolutely memorable day. So at this point, ladies and gents, you know, we've come into 2020, absolutely worst time for everybody. You know, it's hard to get out because we had a full lockdown. So we had to do bits and pieces. This is where people's elements and ingenuity come out of doing like their own little restorations. Spent time doing little things, which is good, you know, that's an inspiration to me itself. As time went on, bigger magnets were produced, different styles of magnet was produced from other companies. So I was fortunate enough to actually test a few magnets out, you know, that I had to purchase myself. I don't get anything for free. You know, that's one myth that's out there. Just because you're affiliated with somebody doesn't mean you get stock for free. You know, you've either got to earn it or buy it. It's as simple as that. So anyway, bigger magnets was coming out, so that inspired me to hit places where I'd done before, knowing full well that the magnet that I used prior was good enough for that spot, but you know what, this might dig deeper and deeper and deeper. So it grew. The actual magnets grew by size, by strength, which was amazing, which opened the pathway and you viewers to actually see us, you know, using these big magnets. So now we've got the whole team together. Now we've got, I did kit Mark and Steve with a lovely 550 that I was using. So we're all using the same magnets. We're all pulling up trees left, right and centre. So, you know, that's my present to the lads as well, you know, for their hard work, you know, because we are a crew, and that was my present to them, you know, to say thank you for actually coming along, going places with me, enjoying yourselves, and just a massive thank you to them. I want to say a massive thank you as well to a lady called Tracy Willis. People know her in the magnet fishing community for actually making these absolute belting pieces. Now, she didn't have to do this, she does this off her own back. Look at that. And it's got all our names on that one. You know, and these take pride place in my home. Absolutely fantastic, so thank you Tracy Willis, you know, you've done an absolute amazing job. I want to talk about inspirations again, and now we've gone further down the line. Brummies is still my inspiration, as was Nigel, as was Drastic G, and the Hargood family and Magtech UK. Other families come along which I think are absolutely amazing, and I've actually got a brew going on here, and there we are, Leeds Magneteers. Now this logo here is part of Peaky Dippers and Peaky Diggers, and the lovely lad actually created these logos for quite a few YouTubers. Yet again, look at the community that we're in, you know. Look at the community that you've subscribed to. You know, we all help each other. Now, Leeds Magneteers, what an absolute cracking family. And I want to give a nice little shout to them as well, because as a family, you know, they're an inspiration to people as well. All the family comes out and the friends. Another one obviously is the Hargood family, you know. They go out on the canal, they enjoy themselves, you know, and they don't whine and moan about stuff like other people do. You've got Peaky Dippers as well, you know, what a cracking family. All these people here that I'm talking about will give you the shirt off their backs. You know, that's how good this community is. Same again with the Johnsons family, you know, I love that family to bits. And I've watched them since day one, as all the others. So they're inspirations, and there's going to be future goals where I got a chance to meet everybody that I mentioned, my inspirations for, you know, the channel, inspirations for you beauts. So I think in going forward in 2021, you know, we're all just going to have to come together again. We're all going to have to get these cracking treats, pick a location, find some treats, get on it, get you guys more content. I want to thank everybody for all the contributions to the comments. And you know what? The people that put thumbs down, the people that use snide accounts, you know, to put the thumbs down, so be it. You know, crack on. It don't bother me. You know, fill your boots. You're wasting your time, you ain't wasting my time. So, but I want to thank everybody who's contributed to this channel. Everybody that's subscribed, everybody that's viewed, everybody that's put a thumbs up, thumbs down, everybody that's left a negative comment, or even tried to sneak in the back door and put a little bit of XXX on it, you know, so be it. You know, thank you for everybody to contribute, to look at this channel, to build it, and I'm looking forward for you guys to have some cracking more content, and I'm looking forward to reading your cracking comments. So from Patriot Magnets to you beauts, this video, I know it's quite a long one, is dedicated to you. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to more years to come, building up subscribers, building up communities, and building up spreading the word about magnet fishing. Love you.
Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club, we'll go all night. I see you in the back, the mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I feel. You walk up to me, start dancing to the music, energies like this was meant to be. Take my hand, I feel my heart beat, and I don't want this moment to stop. Time to go home, don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me, let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us, it's all about us. As we're dancing close together, making out. It's all about us, it's all about us. There's some magic in your eyes, can't get enough. Feel your hands, the way you're touching me around my neck. Got chills. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. As we're dancing close together, making out, making out. It's all about us. It's all about us. There's a magic in your eyes, can't get enough. I can't get enough. Oh, it's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us. As we're dancing close together, making out. It's all about us. It's all about us. There's a magic in your eyes, can't get enough. Can't get enough. You think you